So in this video, we are going to be making the Gertrude quilt by Jennifer Jones. I think it's something handmade, Penelope handmade, Jennifer Jones. This has been on my list for a very long time. And I was just looking through the pattern because when you buy the pattern, you can only see the finished product and you can see the fabric requirements. So I went and got the fabric. Here's the fabric I got. I will show you close up. I was looking through the instructions and I have actually never been more confused in my entire life. So it tells me that I need 20 fat quarters for a twin size. I got 5 1-yard cuts of all these different fabrics because 1/2 yard makes 2 fat quarters. So 1 yard makes 4 fat quarters. So that's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 fat quarters, right? So I'm gonna have 20 fat quarters in 5 different prints. So I'll end up with 4 of each one, which is good. I'm okay with it being a little patchworky, if you will. And I can put the ones together that I think are the prettiest. The thing that's making me very confused is the cutting instructions. So I don't want to show all of the numbers and everything because obviously this is somebody's they've worked very hard on this pattern. I'm not going to give it away for free on the internet. But the gist of it is what I'm looking at is a regular, like it looks like this, okay? When you get into the cutting instructions for the specific size that you're doing, right? And there's 4 columns. This top one where it tells you what to do with the fat quarters is all one. It tells you how many fat quarters you need for it. So I think that A, C, and D. A, B, C, and D. So I'm gonna have 4 cuts A, C, A, C. Oh my God, this is actually the most confusing pattern. See this? A, B, C, and D. The B is background. What I'm trying to figure out now is A, C, and D. That has to be cut from the fat quarters. And it gives a little diagram of how to cut up the fat quarter. What am I supposed to do? Because it goes from cutting instructions that don't make sense into assembling Gertrude. Each block uses cuts A through D. Mix and match your patchwork fabrics using a specific amounts below per block. So of A fabric, oh my God. A is 4 of that and 4 of that. B for background. The background cutting instructions are actually very, very clear. It's 18 of those subcut into 160 squares and 10 of those subcut into 160 squares. That makes sense. Is it really all squares? Is the background all squares? I don't have any sashing? That's very exciting. There's no sashing. Well, hold on. Wait, where's the picture of the... Wait a second. I didn't realize it till just now, but there's no sashings. It's just blocks with no sashings. So it's either going to be really fun to put together or it's going to be really fucking crooked. I guess time will tell. Time will certainly tell. All right, I need to make sense of these cutting instructions. From each fat quarter, and I have 20 fat quarters. So it's telling me each fat quarter I'm cutting A, C, and D, but it also shows B. A, C, and D. It doesn't show B, it says A. So I'm gonna have 2 A cuts, 8 C cuts, and 1 D cut. Okay, I think it's coming to me now. I think it's all coming together. So I think what I'm gonna do is from each fat quarter, I'm gonna cut 17 pieces from each fat quarter, and then I'm gonna organize them by letter. So A is gonna be the long ones, C is gonna be the little squares, and D is the big square. And D is the big square that goes in the middle, C is what makes the half square triangles, and A is what makes the sashings, because there are kind of sashings, but it's all part of the Gertrude block. I'll show you. So here, A, mean, it's all coming together. So these will be the sashings, but it's not like real sashings. It's not like what you would think of as sashings. It's part of the block, but it is, well, no, it's not, because that's not background. The B is background. You know what? Let's just try it. I can tell you right now that cutting this is probably going to take no less than 46 business days. It's not, it's not like you cut, let's say you have a yard of fabric and you need a 4.5-inch strip that you subcut into so many squares and strips. No, I have to cut one fat quarter at a time, and that's 20 fat quarters, and the cutting is not, it doesn't make sense. I mean, it makes sense, but it's not going to be easy, and it's going to take a very, very long time. I should time it and see how long it takes me to cut these fat quarters. First, I need to cut them into fat quarters. They're yards right now, which I need to cut into half yards and then to fat quarters. And then I need to eat each fat quarter into these tiny little pieces. Good golly, I have my work cut out for me. I have to cut each fat quarter individually. Pray for me. The other thing I'm realizing about this quilt, and I'm sure you can see this one behind me, the beautiful oak moth quilt. This quilt came together in a matter of hours, and I thought I was gonna make this in a weekend. But not only do I have to cut each fat quarter individually, but I'm only making one block at a time, and I have to make 20 blocks. This, I made like 40 blocks at a time. This pattern, this oak moth quilt, is the easiest, breeziest, most wonderful pattern I have ever followed to date. And look at how complicated it looks, but it was so easy to put together. This, I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish in a weekend because there's no chain stitching whatsoever. I might be able to sit here and think about how to chain stitch, because you would think if you're making 20 of the same thing, because I'm making the twin size, so it's 4 by 5. I'm making 20 blocks. There must be a way to chain stitch these together. Oh, look at my freaking tan line from work. Look at the lanyard. I was just telling my coworker the other day that, I never wear V-necks to work because of the lanyard tan. I was in the shade all day. Oh, is it on my neck? No. No, is it on the back of my neck? I don't want to know. Don't tell me if it's on the back of my neck. Just don't. We're not going to talk about it. I'm going to show you, and then we're not going to talk about it. Anyways, there must be a way. There must be a way to figure out how to chain stitch. Because corner flip, I just make, oh no, I think I'm going to have to make one block at a time. So far, I don't like this pattern. It was hard to understand the cutting instructions, even though now that I get it, it makes sense. But it took me a while to get it, and I don't like that. I'm gonna have to make 20 individual blocks. Well, I actually started a new audiobook that I really like, and I'm hoping to get through my audiobook while I'm doing a lot of this, so we'll see. Let's cut. The very first thing I'm going to do is take my fabrics out and just give them a quick press. I need 18 by 21. You know what I'm wondering now is if I have it like this, if I can cut 4 pieces at a time, or if that's a little too ambitious. Because my cutting guide, it shows me a little diagram of how I'm gonna cut each fat quarter. So I wonder if I can cut 4 at a time. You know what? I think I'm gonna try to make this work. So I'm gonna fold it into fat quarters, and then I'm gonna cut 4 at a time. I also wanna make sure that my scraps are usable. All right, should we just go for it and see what happens? I think what I'm actually gonna do is test it on the fabric that I'm not the most excited about. The one that I'm okay if I have to replace it, because those other ones, I mean, they're okay. They're pretty fabrics, but I think what I'm gonna do is test it on the fabric that I'm the least interested in. yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Because if I have to replace this one, it's not that big of a deal. I can just go to my local fabric shop and find one that matches those, no problem. So that way, if it's a disaster and something goes wrong, it might be harder for me to find these replacement fabrics at my local fabric shop since I went to a fabric shop in Orange County to get them. Let me double count. 5, 10, 12 and a half, yep. If this works out for me, I'm going to be very, very happy. So I'm gonna measure to 12 and a half. So now that I have my 12 and a half by 21 inch piece, I have 4 layers here. So I'm gonna cut 4 at a time. Okay, now I can trim these into pieces. Yeah, so this will make 2 and this will make 2. Got it. Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. And square it up. All right, that's 1 fat quarter cut up. Okay, all the pieces are cut. It didn't take that long. I started it this morning and I finished it as soon as I got home from work. It really did not take long at all. Once I had that little system down that I figured out, it went really quickly. So I have all my pieces laid out and ready to go tomorrow. All right, so I have all my blocks, all of the center parts of the blocks, and I'm gonna lay out how I'm going to construct the blocks. And after much deliberation and thinking and math, I think I figured out that I can do 2 and 2 of each one. Okay, I hope the AC is not making too much noise, but I have all 20 blocks laid out. I have all of the background pieces, all of the pattern pieces. So now it is time to assemble. So let's just grab one and see what happens. All right, we are ready to get started. Here's the setup. I've got my Juki inlaid into the table, which my dad helped me do, and I love him to death for that. I have my assembly guide here on my handy dandy little thing that Kyle got for me. Off to the side here, I have my little ironing table, and we're ready to get started. I finished the first block. It took about 20 minutes. I'm assuming that it'll get faster with each one, but here she is, the first block of the Gertrude quilt. I think it came out really good. But yes, now I have to make 19 more. I thought I was gonna finish this weekend, but this might be a 2-week project. And I'm gonna be gone next weekend and gone the weekend after that, so we might not be able to finish this month, but there it is, the first block. It looks so good. All right, it's just before 6 p.m. I have taken a few breaks for lunch and a break to go for a walk, and I had to go to the pharmacy, so I've taken some breaks, but here is our current, I think we have 11